if someone calls my office and wants assistance with a fair housing complaint and they don't have access to a computer, I have them come down to my office and I assist them using a laptop to file a fair housing complaint. Investment in neighborhoods. Central and lower income neighborhoods require more comprehensive approach to revitalization to improve and increase public infrastructure, retail services, and recreational opportunities. And we have 5 goals to affirmatively further fair housing in LaPorte. This is 5 goals over the next 5 years. Establish an institutional structure within the city for affirmative fair housing. And that could be placing individuals on the Human Relations Commission and covering the expense of training these individuals. Also, targeting neighborhoods where concentrations exist.
Here's a question.
Human Relations Commission?
Right. Right, they handle the fair housing.
Human Rights Commission?
I actually believe it's called the Human Relations Commission and not the Human Rights Commission.
In the ordinance, it's the Human Rights Commission.
Well,
Jim Knoll is the Human Relations
Right.
person or something.
And she coordinates that.
Everything I've seen, Human Rights Commission.
Well, there's a fair housing ordinance.
Yeah, there's a lot of ordinances.
Right.
The Human Rights
But I
Commission is supposed to be
was
handling
under
that.
the understanding that it was called, instead of the Human Rights Commission, it was the Human Relations Commission. They used to meet on a monthly basis.
Yeah, they used to meet on the 3rd Thursday at 5 p.m. They haven't
Right.
met since about 2017.
Right.
So
Yeah, they couldn't get a quorum.
now, are they about to alter all of that?
That I don't know.
By
That's
ordinance,
not
you're
under
That's what I'm trying
my,
to figure out is by ordinance, you're not supposed to be handling that. The Human Rights Commission is, they don't have quorum. But that's what one of my questions would have
yeah,
been.
I can't answer specific questions about that because it's not under my office direction.
What this study is suggesting that you brought up
Right.
Would be
is
paying those
that
volunteers.
they need to be active.
Yeah,
And because from 2017, I wasn't aware of it, but I know that they're not active.
no, they all resigned.
But there's a lot of things that the CDBG program can be doing to help support the activities of the Human Relations Commission
Correct.
or Human Rights Commission, however you want to call it. Okay.
I would fully agree with that.
Okay. Another goal is to support improvement of housing conditions, particularly those of a protected class. Expand access to information and resources for fair housing outreach and education. One of the things we have started doing in the housing fair is we have a representative, a lawyer from the Indiana Civil Rights Commission come up and present a 1-hour seminar on fair housing during the fair house or the housing fair. Increase the supply of affordable housing units, particularly where concentration exists, and then increase the supply of accessible and affordable housing for persons with disabilities. So that's what we'll be working on during the next 5 years.
So what happens after this? Because, hopefully in an ideal setting, you get numerous people from the public interested and everything. And that handles the public notice part and everything starts in October. When do we find out what specific, programs or different organizations?
In October.
Okay, October.
We can't do anything formally until we get our notice of funding from Housing and Urban Development.
Have those already been established? Grant recipients, funding recipients?
Well, we took applications from public service agencies, and we're not acting on those, approving anything until we know we get our funding from HUD.
Okay.
Everything is contingent upon HUD approving the consolidated plan and the assessment of fair housing.
Okay.
And we won't know anything until October 1st. And then the month of October is an extremely busy month for me.
I believe
For
March is
the
another
next
one.
year, her program year, which starts October, she will be basically funding, if it is approved by her, these 9 activities that she has listed, that the city has listed.
All right. Well, thank you. You guys had a great presentation, very informative.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you
casual.
for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming, yeah.
You're welcome. I'm sorry that I'm the only one that came. What you guys
We're
do
thrilled.
what you guys do is pretty important. People should be sort of concerned and care about it. You're actually trying to better the community,
Right.
plan, and
Particularly
hopefully
her, she's doing great.
somewhat well-funded plan. So it's, we think this will be
Well,
something
with the
that people would be
support
more
of
likely to
Beth
show up
Schrader and Amy Klinger, I'm able to get a lot of this done. And again, I couldn't do it without help from the other city departments too, the legal department and wastewater, water, engineering, code enforcement. Anytime, or the building inspector. I mean, we all work as a team. And I could never do this by myself, all of the inspections.
I don't know that any one individual of you could operate individually. I believe it takes a team to do just about anything you do.
Yeah, and I think we got a pretty good team right now. So. Well, I appreciate you
No
coming.
comment.
You want to close the meeting for the
Yeah.
assessment of fair housing? You're done.
That's it for the night, or you got another one?
This is it. We're
This
done.
is it for the night.
All right.
You're done. Thanks for coming.
Well, I appreciate your questions and your input.
You're very welcome. I appreciate your answers and your feedback. So, awesome, right on time. I'm running out of juice here.